Hey everybody, Carl Schilling back again with you. Today, I've got a link for you in this video. Just recently put up an article at LinkedIn, and it describes how financial independence is much like a peanut butter cup. So we're going to go over a little of that so that we get a feel for exactly what goes on. One of the key concepts in financial, I guess what you want to call growth, in independence, financial independence has a lot to do with a couple of things. One, you have to protect what you have. Two, you have to make sure that you can continue to grow into the future. So you've got to make sure that those risk management things are taken care of, like premature death and the future of income. Three, you've got to grow what you have so that you have more. And you've got to continue to do that by taking care of elimination of debt, so that you're not paying interest and that you're earning interest, because there's only two things you can do with interest: is either pay it or earn it. Okay. And then four, you need to have a pathway or some kind of formula where you're getting direct residual and passive income. Remember, that's a big key component to what we're talking about. You have to have direct residual and passive income. So again, today what we were talking about was asset classes, because one of the biggest financial literacy mistakes that exist, and the reason why only 5% attain financial independence, is due to the fact that there is no diversification and correlation. So part of this, the best example I can give of this is that on one hand we have chocolate. So let's call real estate chocolate. So all the people who are involved in real estate agents, real estate brokers, real estate investors, okay? And the biggest thing is probably the biggest financial decision any American makes, especially in the middle class, is their home, which is a piece of real estate. So it's in that asset class, okay? On this other hand, we've got peanut butter. Now, peanut butter is pretty much all these other areas where you actually create passive income. It's in the form of equities, known as stocks, bonds, alternative investments, all kinds of other things that you may invest in that are in some form of an investment portfolio or some type of investment where you're creating passive income. That's peanut butter, okay? Now, many people think there's passive income in real estate. It's truly a little different form of income, because there's a lot going on with that, okay? Passive income means your money is earning money without you doing anything whatsoever. You simply handing your money over, putting it into something, and it's creating passive income. So that's all this side of peanut butter. Now, many times life insurance is connected to the peanut butter side, but it's a totally separate asset. So for this comparison, we're going to say that that life insurance is an infusion method, is really what it is, because we're going to create what most people ignore. So, because you got to understand, chocolate people are addicted to chocolate. They don't want to do anything but chocolate. Peanut butter people are addicted to peanut butter. They don't believe in anything but peanut butter. Now, this includes the financial services professionals who are either chocolate or peanut butter. So when you get real estate professionals and real estate investors, they only consider chocolate. They don't want to hear from anybody else on this side, the peanut butter side. Okay, and on this peanut butter side, they don't want to hear anything about real estate. They believe in everything in the portfolio has to be equity-based. It has to be bonds. It has to be in some form of investment into equities or mutual funds or something of that nature, institutionalized money, right? Managed money, but never real estate. They don't believe in real estate. So what you have here is a meltdown on both sides. So in the late 90s, we watched this side, the peanut butter side, totally melt down. We watched those people pretty much lose everything, have to start all over. And then here we come along again in 2007, 6, 7, 8, and we watched the chocolate meltdown, total meltdown of chocolate, and everybody who was just positioned with chocolate, they lost. Not only did they lose, and people on this side have the same problem, they both leverage, okay? They both leverage. So over here it's called margin, and over here it's called financing, but they both leverage. And because of leverage, when the chocolate melts, there's more to it. There's a residual left behind called debt because of the leverage. When the peanut butter melts, there's a residual left behind. There's a margin call, so that debt comes due. So again, when people are really, really attuned to becoming financially independent, here's what they do. They make sure that they mesh their chocolate and peanut butter together because they realize that they go well together. They realize that they're both important. Okay? So I can tell you a story about 2006, give or take. I spoke to many, many contacts I had in the real estate industry who were heavily leveraged, who had a lot of asset base, illiquid for the most part, because again, it's illiquid. And the other side of that was I tried to share with them on how to take some of that, try to create some liquidity through that, put it into life insurance, which again is this infusion. And literally, we talk with real estate investors now where you can create a bank with a life insurance contract. You create a bank and you can use that for your leverage. You can use that without having to use the other banks. You can be your own banker. So we talk to chocolate people about that now. But I was talking to them about that back in 2006. Nobody wanted to listen to me. They would have had a little bit of protection. They would have had it out. And when the chocolate melted, they would have still had their infusion vehicle. Okay. Same over here with the peanut butter people. I talk to them too, but they don't want to have nothing to do with that either. So life insurance is like a total separate asset base. It's an asset base all unto itself. It's an instant estate. It's ability to create a huge sum of money. That's obviously a legacy portion of it, but it's also the ability to create living usage, not just death benefit, living uses of money by being in a bank. Anyway, the life insurance can be the infusion vehicle that brings the peanut butter into the chocolate, infuses it into the chocolate. And once you got a peanut butter cup, you are pretty well diversified and correlated to whatever happens in the market, because there's many things that have opposite correlation, and you should have that so that you're opposite correlated. So that something goes up, you also have the thing that goes down, okay? And you are balanced off. That's kind of called hedging. A hedging process. So peanut butter people think they're the only ones who can hedge, and real estate people think they're the only ones that can hedge, because obviously a hedge against inflation and other things with real estate. However, peanut butter hedging is a different type of hedging, and both of them together can create a fully hedged and protected portfolio that can expand you into financial independence. So really, that's the whole point of having a peanut butter cup. Now, for life insurance agents, you have the magnificent opportunity to be the infusion process. You can be the manufacturer of the peanut butter cup, because you can bring the chocolate and the peanut butter together, and you can infuse it through the use of life insurance. And by the way, those are very, very big cases. Those are very very, very beneficial cases for everybody involved. It's the quintessential win-win-win. It's a win for the chocolate side. It's a win for the peanut butter side. It's a win for you, and it's a win for the person in the middle who's focused on their own chocolate and peanut butter. So I hope that helps make a little more sense of really what it takes for financial independence. These are things that are totally ignored for the most part, and this is why 95% of our society never attains financial independence. All of those chocolate lovers who I talked to in 2006, by 2008, 2009, they were starting from scratch. They lost everything. They had no peanut butter. They had nothing because they didn't think peanut butter was important. In the late 90s, going into 2000, the people I knew in the peanut butter side only, they lost everything. They started all from scratch because they had no chocolate. Didn't think of chocolate as important. Now, of course, they had a little bit. Everyone has a little bit of chocolate because they got their own home, and they got some people have some vacation homes, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, real estate investors predominantly don't like peanut butter. They're allergic to peanut butter, people, and portfolio investors are allergic to chocolate. They don't like chocolate at all. So what I try to do, and been trying to do my entire career, is to get chocolate and peanut butter together, because that is the winning formula. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to speaking with you. Join us. Get into Financial Concierge University. You learn all these things. Get into financial transformation. All these things are out there with regularity. I think we have the best, most solid financial information in the marketplace. We bring timely things to you, things that will change your perspective on the markets, things that will really give you a deeper look into the bottom and what's really happening in the markets, as opposed to what the markets want to tell you themselves with the advertisers and all the promotional people. We want you to get the truth, right information at the right time from the right sources. So have a wonderful day. This is an interactive video. I put up the link for the article. You got the phone over here, the soft phone. You want to dial me direct, simply dial in your own number. Call yourself on that soft phone. It will hook up to me and we can have a conversation anytime you want. There's an email button. Email me. And obviously, this video is a great marketing and prospecting tool for you as well. Have a wonderful day.